Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Friday, June 18, 2021. Time is 5:44 p.m. Yes, Jersey time. I don't know if anybody's seen this story or the video out, but it's another fine, well example of how our professional heroes are out risking our lives as they protect and serve the community. This is reported on the New York Post, and it was dated June 14th, and it goes as follows. Viral video shows cops tase teen for vaping on Maryland boardwalk. Unbelievable. You get tased now. You get tasers. I'm going to put the glasses on because I got to read this story. Shocking video shows the moment Maryland cops tased a teenager with his hands up. So you put your hands up, that's still not good enough. You put your hands down, that's not good enough. You lay on the ground, that's not good enough. Nothing's ever good enough for a bad cop. Shocking videos show the moment Maryland he put his hands up because he was vaping on the board. A now viral clip which has more than 3 million views shows a teen with his hands up as he is surrounded by at least 5 cops in Ocean City on June 6th, according to reports. So, okay, so he's vaping out there. They tell him to stop it. He doesn't stop it right away. I believe I'm going to read the full, I haven't read the full story, but I read some of it. I believe he was invoking some of his rights or something. And of course that triggered the cops. Let's see if I'm wrong. Without moving away, he appears to unhook a strap to his backpack, which witnesses say was an order from the officers, and then clutch his stomach and fall after going stiff from being zapped with a taser. Stop. He was standing there. A clearly upset woman screams as other witnesses yell at the officer. This is what we need a lot more of. When you see these bad cops, these cops acting stupid, you gotta stand up, you gotta say something, you gotta badger them, you gotta yell at them, you gotta call them every name in the book and let them know that you don't agree with this bullshit. Because there's more and more stories that I read of violence, that they are immediately resorting to violence to solve a problem. And this is disgusting. What is wrong with you, one man asked, as the cops quickly moved in to back up the angry crowd as the teen is turned onto his stomach and handcuffed. You know, you got 6 cops standing there, and they got to tase the guy. Now, let me say something about the tasing. Yeah, the tasing can be a safe way of disarming somebody who is violent. But you got to remember, when you tase somebody and their body locks up, and they fall, and they crack their head hit a wall, a bar, or a floor, you can kill him. You all did that for no reason, a woman yells at the officer. He was literally standing there. Are you effing serious? Someone else shouts for no reason. They literally hog-tied him, took his shoes off, and took his pants. Well, they got a little creepy thing going on here too. See, this is where the guy has to humiliate the other guy by taking his pants. The teen was later identified by his mother as Tase Griffin, 18, who told the Washington Post her son was there with friends for senior week. They ended up slamming him back on the ground and hog-tying him at his feet, she said. I've never seen police do this. He's young. That kind of thing would scare anybody. Griffin's encounter with cops wasn't the first controversial vaping bust by the Ocean City Police or the last caught on video. This vaping thing, it's just another way of the town trying to collect money. It's revenue enforcement. All right, so people aren't smoking cigarettes, they smoke the vape. Let me tell you something about the vape in the open like that. The vape comes out their mouth, it goes up, it disappears within seconds. It's not like a cigarette. And the other thing too, see, the problem with the cigarette smoking is when you get done with a cigarette, they throw it on the boardwalk or in the sand. Vaping, where's the problem? On Saturday, officers approached another group of teenagers who were visiting from Pennsylvania on the same boardwalk. Footage from that incident shows 5 officers pin one of the teens while he shouts, I'm not resisting, tell me that what you're arresting me for. This is the always go-to thing. They throw you on the ground, they put their knee on your neck, they're hurting the shit out of you, the dog's biting your leg if one's there, and then they're yelling at you, stop resisting, stop resisting. This is a game that they play. So they yell, stop resisting, so they can hit you with another charge. So you have a little municipal ordinance violation, and all of a sudden now you got a 2C, or you got an indictable offense on you for resisting arrest. One of the officers then repeatedly knees, there you go, the knee always got to make its appearance. One of the officers then repeatedly knees him in the sidewalk, screaming, "Show me your hands," and footage showed. What is wrong with these police? Where are they getting them from? This isn't the trained people. They are being trained to behave like this. A large crowd gathered around the officers, with many others screaming as the officers used bicycles to shield them from getting closer. The town of Ocean City confirmed that the teenagers from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania were arrested Saturday night after officers on patrol observed a large group vaping on the boardwalk. Oh, heaven forbid. Was anybody complaining? Were there any complaints? Were there any victims in this? This is another victimless crime. Officers, you gotta figure now, the way they handled this, they escalated it, okay? They used those kids' behavior to escalate. So what maybe it was a $50 fine or a $100 fine, now they got it even more. Now they got a $100 fine. They've got an arrest, which is going to have fines to it. The officers get to go to court. That's overtime, people. You see how it works, how the system is designed to work. As the group walked away, officers observed the same male start vaping again, saying he refused to provide his proof of identification, became disorderly. Okay, well, wait a second. Did that officer tell that juvenile, hey, I'm going to issue a summons for violating a law. I need to get your information? That's a question that's not answered. So if he just walked up to the guy and said, hey, you're not supposed to vaping, I want to see your ID, and the kid says no, well, I'm not under arrest. I'm not obligated to give you anything. Go F yourself. A large crowd of people began to form around the officers during the initial arrest of the 19-year-old Brian Everett Anderson, the town said. We are aware of the social media videos circulating regarding this incident, the town said, revealing that the use of force from these arrests will go through a multi-level examination. Yeah, they're going to see how they can rewrite the history, because we know they're good at rewriting the facts by police officials as well as professional standards. And there's a picture of the kid holding his arm up right there, hands up. I got news for you people. Holding your hand up doesn't mean anything anymore. That just means they got a clear shot to you. However, the statement stressed, our officers are permitted to use force per their training. Well, there you go. To overcome exhibited resistance. Just like they're always in a big hurry. Always a big hurry. Why don't you just bullshit with them for 5 minutes? Maybe they'll figure it out that they're not going to win and it's time to give up. No. Immediately got to tase you, pick you up, slam you on the ground. And I wish one of you cops out there would explain to me why the go-to thing is to pick somebody up, slam them on the ground. Why you got to slam people on the ground? I wonder how many Class 2 officers involved in that. I'll have to check out the video when I get it, if I get it. However, the statement says that our officer, in Saturday's incident, Brian Everett, 19, was charged with disorderly conduct. Here we go. Get ready. Resist and interfere with arrest, second-degree assault, and failure to provide proof of identity. Kamir Anthony Day, 19, was arrested for allegedly yelling profanity, as well as sense was that against the law. I thought the First Amendment protected unpopular speech. He was charged with disorderly conduct. That is the one-size-fits-all contempt of cop charge, disorderly conduct. Obstructing and hindering, failure to obey a reasonable and lawful order, resist, interfere with arrest, and second-degree assault. See, they throw all this crap on there, hoping something's going to stick. He was charged with disorderly conduct, failure to obey a reasonable... Dwayne Warren, 19, was busted for allegedly becoming disorderly when told he had to move from standing on private property next to two no trespassing sign, the town said. Warren was charged with trespassing, posted property, resisting interference, arrest. They were seen by a Maryland District Court Commissioner and released on their own personal recognizance. You know, let me just finish it up with this. There was no problem beyond a couple kids vaping. And nobody was complaining about the vape. It doesn't say anything in that story that some lily white was offended by them vaping. No report. So there's no victim, as per the story, no victim complaining there. So there's a victimless problem right here. The police showed up, and now there's a problem. That is America's policing, okay? That's the policing in America. This is what happens when police show up. This is why I keep saying, out risking our lives as they protect and serve the neighborhood. You people laugh and think that's funny. Think about what I said and apply it to the story here and other stories. And let me say, my friend Dan from the Southeastern Community Watch, he went to Seaside Heights. Now he's not from the area, and he lit a cigarette, had a cigarette up, and they came over, and I think he ended up getting a ticket on that deal. When's it going to stop, people? When is this policing for profit going to stop? When are these police going to get the proper training? Because I don't know what the training is that they're giving them. It seems to be violence. When you see a situation such as this, we want you to escalate it into violence. See, it's all, I'm just like frustrated because I see stuff like this where the cops escalate it, turn it into violence. If they just walked up to the kids and say, look guys, you can't vape out here, just stop vaping, all right? Go vape over there on the sidewalk by the street and you'll be good, all right? Just do us a favor and do that. We don't want to get this into a higher situation. I don't want to have to write you the ticket. I don't want to do any of these things. I want you to come here and have a good time. I just don't want you to vape, okay? There's a sign right over there that says you can't vape. Just do that, okay? Can you guys do that for me? Just do that. I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want us all to be, I don't want to have to go to court. I don't want all this crap. But they don't. I know what happens. They go up there and they bark at them. Now they got a thing going on in their state, New Jersey, where cops are going to have to go through a mandatory 2-day intense training on de-escalation. Wait a second. You train them to use violence, and now you're going to retrain them to not use violence. So what is the message going on here for the cops? What the hell? We're in like bizarre world now, where cops get trained to be violent, and then the state attorney general, Gerber Grewal there says, oh, 2-day intense training on how not to escalate. Well, not to escalate means not use violence. Why anybody want to be a cop these days is beyond me, because beyond the 6-figure salary and that wonderful pension after 20 years, I see no reason to be a cop. Well, maybe a third reason. You get those badge bunnies, but well, you know how that all goes. The badge bunnies show up, and that can be a bad situation, especially if you get married to them. I don't know, people. I don't have the answers. I just keep reporting these stories, keep flapping my jaws. Maybe after I do enough stories and read enough comments that we can all figure out what the solution to the problem is. I'll put the link in the description.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
As always, let me know what you think in the comment section. I read every comment. And if you put a link in there with your comment, it'll probably go into the holding list, and then I have to go in there and release it so everybody can see. So putting links in there, I won't see it until I go in there to see what comments have been flagged. Till next time, people.